It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. My ego die political. My ego don't come. This one not the off in mind. My ego don't come. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my ego, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my ego diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh. My ego don't come. My people make you shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. My ego diary political. My ego don't come. This man not the off in mind.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo la mo dodododo. Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Today, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Mayegun today.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́.
Rògbòdìyàn. I call it rògbòdìyàn going on, especially on social media, concerning this UK immigration, as well as an interview granted by a JJC who has become a travel agent on YouTube. We want to talk about it tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, if there's any better time to arrest Buhari, this is the better time. Tell them.
Lórí Facebook, and yes, so like
Just got out to leave. Buhari just sent another loan request to the National Assembly. He wants to pay judgment debt that runs into hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of millions of pounds sterling, and hundreds of billions of naira too. Last minute cash out. We'll talk about that as well. Share this broadcast. Yesterday, the news was that Supreme Court, for no kind of reason given, decided to adjourn the case that could have either make or mar Tinubu's inauguration. And that is the case of disqualification of Tinubu by the Supreme Court. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what happened? They said the justice that was supposed to give the judgment, yes or no, disappeared. And right now, there are rumors that there is a circulation to all of the courts in Nigeria and the judges too. They must not entertain any case that has to do with stopping Tinubu's inauguration. You can still share this broadcast, by the way, please. My brothers in Chad, Niger Republic, they will defend me if Nigeria come for me. Why is Buhari kind of reiterating this? Why is he always kind of referring to if Nigeria come for me? If Nigeria come for me. Niger and Chad, you will know more tonight. For today, good evening to you once again, good afternoon to you, and good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. But call this part preface, something you first read before you read the main content of a book, right? Mayegun's diary political. There is this saying here that if you don't tell your story, other people will tell the story for you. And you should never complain when they make some alteration and falsifications as well. On Mayegun's diary political, that we call the Temple of Truth. The resources that exist on Mayegun's diary political is the people. You know why? It seems that, or should I say, we've kind of agreed that Mayegun's diary political seems to be the melting pot for all Nigerians, whether you are for or against whatever is going on in Nigeria. You kind of find a way where the whole situation is kind of well analyzed and balanced. But in the long run, you get to know that anything that has to do with the government and their people are not in any way welcome on this platform. We are biased towards them that way. Because you know one thing that is so kind of bad that people talk about Nigeria is the corruption. Oh, corruption, they are so corrupt. Man, everybody is corrupt. And all that saying, right? And therefore, they kind of agree that everyone has a price. So there is this kind PTSD that normally kick in every time you stumble on a platform that seems to be saying the truth, that seems to be rare and very rare these days. So that PTSD will set in and be like, once they give me money now, it will change his story. Once you give he's looking for what to eat and the rest of that. So poverty of the mind, which is so evident in the lives of many, many Nigerians. And because of who they are, it is easier to project same. But when you come on to Mayegun's diary political, it's a different experience entirely. The existence here is proven times without number, right? That, integrity actually exists. People can see something all through and through, and build trust on it. Mayegun's diary gave that. Therefore, this platform became a platform that is more or less like a gold mine of knowledge, information, support. What is it that we haven't done on this platform? What is it that you haven't done for people you probably don't know or you will never know or meet? Humanity. Something that gets you feel so concerned. There is nothing that Mayegun talks about that a lot of you don't know about. What is it? The news, the politics, the politicians, Nigerians. Or what is it that Mayegun talks about that you don't know about? But do you know the difference? It is only on Mayegun's diary political where you will get to understand even deeper the content beyond the headlines, the politics beyond all the free words, where you'll be able to connect what they are doing or what you are doing, how what you are doing affects you and affects everyone around you. Possibly if you know better, maybe you will do better. A conscious platform is what Mayegun's diary is. It is a platform that we can go to bed tonight and wake up tomorrow morning and decide that we want to support people we don't know, the victims of bad governance in Nigeria. And guess what? People always have that connection and motivation to support. Now, why am I saying this to you? There are so many times a lot of people who have stumbled on this platform are surprised how much sort of trust, belief, and kind of coexistent brotherhood that exists here. The Igbos are not attacking Yorubas. How is that possible? The Yorubas are not attacking the Igbos or attacking Fulani or attacking Hausas needlessly. How is that? These religious divisions and everything that existed in Nigeria, they don't really exist here. When you see a stray goat or a stray dog that bumped into the platform and started misyanning, then you see everybody will just come after them. Whether you wanted to promote religious fanaticism or those who actually, who come from that your religion will be those who shut you down. How did they do that? Is because if you are lying to yourselves about Nigeria, which a lot of people do anyway, if you are lying to yourself about Nigeria all the time, if you are telling yourselves that maybe now your sin that is causing the problems of Nigeria, the moment you get onto Mayegun's diary political, you have a second thought. You have a new thought entirely. You begin to question things that you have been told. And this somehow radicalizes you politically. You begin to question everything, something they don't like. In Nigeria, they don't want you to ask questions. So what does that mean? You, the people here, became the resources that has continued to kind of spread, even if they won't give us all the credit. So when I tell you that this platform is rich, it is not that you're Nigeria rich, money. Because you're rich or wealthy, wealthy in Nigeria is about money. But then you realize that if money was the problem, Nigeria won't be in poverty today. Sure you get? You can print money and do all that. But the greed, the selfishness, the self-centeredness, and all that actually exist in every Nigerian until those who have managed to change themselves. So when you come onto a platform like this, what you get to see is the pure kind of honesty that is rare, that will kind of get you to start thinking, I don't think this guy is real. I don't think this guy will last. I don't think blah, 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 blah. So my wealth of this platform is the people, you, who have managed in this old madness, in this old division, in this entire chaos, you still manage to keep your sanity. On Mayegun's Diary Political, if you think, this is not impactful, probably you just joined here. I thought I should say that to you. Somebody was wondering why would, okay, let me put it this way. Somebody said that if Mayegun's Diary Political is, is financially free, like it will want everybody to believe, then why is he asking people to buy him camera? I was like, if it's about money, well, I could afford my camera. There is no rush. You know why? Because I have gotten to that stage, a stage whereby the quality of the content that pop up on your screen after years of dedication and support should at least prove that this time is, it's worth your time. Something that we have kind of come to get used to, haven't we? Then when I'm talking like this and, you start seeing the flickering and blackout and all that, when I actually know why. So I've gotten to that stage whereby my equipment are not equipments that you can just say, oh, I'm just going to go and buy another one. You just don't go and pay £3,000. Do you get that? And I wasn't in a rush. But because I have the quality people on Mayegun's Diary Political, the moment I mentioned that, I didn't even ask you to buy me one. No. And I remember our lady that called in and said, Mayegun, I've been so worried about this blackout, all the time. Tell us, we are going to pay for it. I was like, oh, you will save me money for it. And good enough, because of the wealth that this community has kind of built, today I have paid for that new camera. So we are likely going to have an end to that flickering and flick out, right? On this platform, we raised over 50 million naira in over a year to support people that are victims of the same bad governance, bad leadership, injustice in Nigeria. Many of them we've never met and we will never meet. They've never seen us. They don't even know us. Do you get that? In a year and a half. So it's not just talking. We have reached out to families who have become victims of the poverty that we talk about in Nigeria. Thousands of families, especially in Yoruba land, have been supported. The wife, you remember the wife of a soldier who raised alarm that Buratai the butcher was sending Nigerian soldiers. They will recruit them. After 3 months, they will send them to go and meet their death in the hands of Boko Haram. And he raised the alarm. Martin said, Idapani, you remember him? Raised the alarm and he got arrested, right? This platform came through for his family. And since that time, even till this time, right, the family will continue to wonder, or they are still wondering, like, how did that even happen? Now, this is what we have managed to do on Mayegun's Diary Political over the years. We bring out what is wrong with Nigeria. We connect how this actually affects you, whether you are for them or against them. It doesn't matter. You are also going to be a victim, sooner or later, right? Then we go as far as even fighting for those who are falling into their injustice in Nigeria. It's a community, right? So if people turn around and be like, Mayegun, we will do this for you, I'll take it. Now continue to do that. And at the same time, continue to support those who are indeed victims of a failed Nigeria. A failed Nigeria, especially in the last 8 years, I've seen the exodus. You know what that means? The exodus of young Nigerians, young and old, rich and poor Nigerians, scampered out of Nigeria. In the last 8 years, those who are graduates, who have been jobless, a lot of them decided to start looking for every opportunity all over the world just to get out of Nigeria. I mean, the ones that are more pronounced are those who are like professionals in Nigeria, professional bankers, professional this, professional that, doctors, medical practitioners, teachers are being given special visas by the United Kingdom to leave Nigeria. And in the space of 8 years, they have taken more than 60,000 professionals from all across different fields in Nigeria to the UK and to the rest of the world. Nigerians have left even more than ever. And we all know why. As the economy of Nigeria continues to dwindle, even people who have money, things became more scary. That some of them at first, they were sending their wives, their children, relocating them abroad, getting all manner of visa to all different kind of countries just to get them out of Nigeria. Everybody knows this. Things got bad. Others who couldn't make it through that far, they perished in the Sahara Desert. You see, there is something that I actually want you to know tonight. There is nothing going on in Nigeria that the rest of the world don't know. Nothing that happens I live in the UK. I live in Scotland, not even in London. And everything that happened in Nigeria, except those that I'm not interested in, everything that happened in Nigeria for every minute, if I miss few minutes, I can catch up. In Nigeria, even before those of you who are trapped in no light, no network, in traffic in Nigeria, before you can even get the fling of the news, the world knows what's happening to Nigeria and Nigerians. The world knows about, finding every means to get a visa and get out of Nigeria. Everybody knows about, you using education, student visa, and the rest of that to get out of Nigeria. But one thing you should know is this. None of all those things happen by accident. If they gave Nigerians visas, student visas, that allow them to bring their families, to you are escaping poverty or whatever calamity that is going to befall Nigeria. At least you and your family, to your tent, history, Abi. But you don't know that those who are giving you that visa, they have that plan and arrangement for the numbers of you that are going to come. The moment that number skyrocketed, they know what to do to cut it down. You see, the rest, and you see, determining the numbers of you that will go to their country and the number of you they will give their visa to, and on what category, whatever, listen to me, is determined by them and by what is happening in Nigeria. Here you get. So Nigeria kept getting worse and worse and worse, to the point that those who even had money, they had jobs. I'm talking about those who are having jobs, who had jobs, who are working fine. Some of them are watching me right now. They are still in Nigeria, but they have their visa already. Canadian visa, US visa, UK visa. They are watching me right now from Nigeria. So it's not new. As Nigeria economy continues to downturn, the rest of the world, who are also suffering from recession too, UK has been suffering from inflation. Living cost crisis. We have been battling with that for almost 3 years now. Jobs and all of that are not as available as they used to be. But UK government, they know the sectors that need people, and they need the money from these foreign, visitors. So they sit down, they will design a visa, and they will target those they want to target. Once they have the number, they will close the shop, design another visa, and that's how it has always been. Canada, everywhere. And when they give you their visa and the money you are going to bring with it, they've already multiplied the money with the numbers of you coming. They've checked their social amenities and all of that. In most cases, because they are politicians, they don't give a damn about social amenities. And that is where the locals, those who are in the country, will start feeling hostile to, and too many Nigerians, too many Indians, too many foreigners, and all of that. Politicians don't care. They target that money, they target those people, their money, as well as a particular sector. So in this case, as Nigerians are making terrible choices, and Buhari continue to destroy Nigeria, even the rich started crying. A lot of them relocated. They are not jobless in Nigeria. They are not suffering, but they've weighed all the options. They couldn't lie to themselves. They started looking for options. And what are the options? Student visa, move your family, or do you have such amount of money? And then you relocate properly, or get this and that. So in Nigeria, the come and travel industry is massive. We all know that. But no matter how high or how terrible Nigeria is, or how desperate Nigerians want to leave Nigeria, for UK, for Canada, for anywhere they want to live to, they are still not even as rich as the Indians. Nigerians who are getting who are getting traveling visas to all parts of the world, major countries, or US, or Canada, or Europe here. When you look at the numbers, Nigerians, they have merely maybe third or fourth. Yes, we are massive, no doubt we are, but we are not actually the highest in the world. Nigerians are not the highest people who travel to the UK, who get UK visa that came here. No. India, the Indians got the more visas to come here. Yeah, student visitors. And they also have the same visa. They could bring their families and all of them to come to the UK and study. Then they will work. Do you understand? After working, maybe after a year or two, then they will have a chance of extending their stay, their visa. And they will also get a work permit for those time. And they will even have a chance of doing their masters or maybe postmasters or whatever. Anything that we shall keep you here. As long as you are working and you are paying taxes, if it's comfortable for you, spend your money. You will not have any entitlement to public fund. I have been in the UK for 11 years. By June, it's going to be 11 years that I have been in the UK. They told me clearly that I am not entitled to public fund, even if I lose my job, even if my family have no food to eat. I will have to go and beg for food or go and go to the food bank. I am not entitled to anything. And this is a country that I have actually worked officially for more than 8 years. Pay taxes. I'm talking about real taxes. I'm talking about real jobs here. 8 years. But if I lose my job, that I can no longer get a salary or draw a salary, that's it. I'm not allowed to take any job. Take any money from the public fund. But whatever contribution I have made, now if I want to use the NHS in the UK, the healthcare that a lot of you are hearing about, if I want to make use of it, anyone here, I had to pay for it. You have to pay for it as part of your visa. Even though you are working and they are taking their taxes. Whenever it is time for you to renew your visa or your residency, you will pay for the NHS. Whether you use it or whether you are not using it, it doesn't matter. Whether you have a partner that is British, British. Hey, he marry Oyinbo to get papers. It's so popular, isn't it? Oh, he go marry Oyinbo to get papers. But the real thing behind it is pretty much like a pure exploitation. But a comfortable exploitation, something you can be like, nah. It's far better from where I'm coming from. Not even when where I am coming from are getting even worse and worse, because those who are there are comfortable with their chains. So what do? You acclimatize. You try and make more money so that they don't mean anything to you anymore. So it is not like a UK, Britain is doing you or anybody any favor for giving you visa. But here is the problem. As much as the rest of the world are also looking for opportunities all over the place, and they are making their contributions into those economies. In the UK here, when they targeted all the professionals from Africa, Nigeria make the highest list. Nigerians makes more than 25 to 30% of those who are holding NHS together. Even when British, who are British themselves, are no longer comfortable with NHS pay and the treatment and that they complain about all the time. 50% of those who are working in NHS, specialists, doctors, and all of those that even your politicians come to the UK to see, they are foreigners. They are not British. These are people who are making huge contribution into the health sector of the UK. So, targeting foreigners and all of them to come to the UK is not today, it's not new. But there is a problem. A problem is that in 2019, Boris Johnson, right? Boris Johnson during the local politics here, okay? Boris Johnson contesting for prime minister promised to cut down immigration down to 300,000 foreigners. I mean, all immigration, like all foreign visas, whether for student or medical, work or anything you want to come and do in the UK, you and your family, 300,000. That's the number they will give to the world. And he used that as a campaign here because the parties like UKIP, Labour, and others, they are pretty much like aligning with the people who are complaining of foreigners coming in to take their jobs and they take cheap pay. They won't allow them, because in the UK now, it has gotten to a stage that, people would rather just go and take government money. What do you call that again? Benefit. They would rather go and take benefit than go and work their asses out and get paid peanuts. So you get. Imagine the living cost crisis that we are facing right now, and you get paid 1,500 pounds sterling a month. And by the time you pay your rent, by the time you pay your electricity, by the time you pay this and that, you barely have money left for food, talk less of transportation. But meanwhile, if you decide that you don't want to work, you are jobless, you may be drawing close to 1,000 pounds in a month, and government will be paying your house rent. So a lot of their own children, there are people here in the UK, they will choose rather not to, rather than waste and work in so many jobs. So they are now complaining that foreigners who are coming here are ready to take the jobs. But they are not willing to. But those are just these few ones. But when you talk about the real jobs that run the economy of the UK, the foreigners control them, expertise and professionalism and all that. But now when a turn to the JJC where they come from Nigeria, Boris Johnson that promised 300,000 mark, as in 300,000 visas a year. By the end of 2022, when Boris Johnson is kind of gone himself, UK has issued 1.2 million visas. Okay, hang on. They have issued about 400,000 visas for students and more than 800,000 dependents. Dependents are those who are following them. Once they give you the visa now, your husband, your children. So you know what people are now doing? When they check the tally, I'll show you. When they check the tally, right? India, China, then Nigeria. These are those who they gave visa to. In fact, what am I saying? It's not even up to 400,000. I think they said 263,000 or something. Anyway. Now, look at it here. Indians, they gave Indians, under this same arrangement, they got 80,635 student visas. And their dependents were 139,539. See that surge in their own number too. You see that increase, which means Okay, let's go to the second one. The second one in 2021. Sorry, Nigeria, the second one, which is China, in 2021 and in 2022, right? Then Nigeria. Now, if you go to the, where's the other one? If you go to the right, one sec, the numbers of sponsored study visas issued and the main applicants. So when you now go and check on their dependents, that's where you see that surge. Right. So India, China, they take the lead. But when it got to that of Nigeria, Nigeria was like third, okay, with 53 or so thousand visas issued in 2022, but 163,000 dependents. So you know what happened? Of course, you know what happened. But you see, those who got under this scheme, and they came to the UK after the pandemic, suddenly, because, like I said, in Nigeria, come and travel is hot cake now, anywhere but Nigeria. Even if not Sudan, they are ready. Libya, no matter anything where you say about Libya, some people are boarding the bus tonight on their way to Libya to go and cross to Europe. I have been hearing that since I was probably a little boy, that people are leaving Nigeria through Libya. But it got worse under Buhari APC. So those who made it here, they suddenly became travel agents on social media. Like I said, Nigeria is not the highest number of people getting this visa to the UK. But Nigerians are the professionals on social media. The moment they land at Heathrow like this, and they look around and say, UK, the following day, hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you want to travel to the UK, this is how you have to do. You need this. Let me teach you how to get your visa to UK. Let me come and teach you how to get your visa to Schengen visa. If you want to travel to this and that, they became YouTubers straight away. If you want to come to UK, you need to go and get an account. You go and put some deposit there. You don't need that money. You just need to take it, blah, 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 blah. In fact, we can put 4 people to you. You will say that you have 5 children. Those children are another people's children. We're just going to attach them to you and build a family. They're saying all of this thing on social media. Sometimes I open the Twitter, I will just be like, "Ay, chai say. My friend, I landed in UK a week ago. Now, this is me. I am shopping in Tesco. Look at this can. This can in UK is 60 pence. So if you want to come to UK, you can even start doing this international trade. I can get you visa to come to, Kilo day. How should you UK, yini? There are Nigerians who travel to America for the same thing, student visa, this other visa, visa. And some of them have become American resident card holder right now, in 2 years, in 3 years. But we are not seeing them. Okay, there are some. They say those ones now, the ones where they complain about snow. After landing in Canada, after 3 days in Canada. Hi, guys. You are welcome to my YouTube channel. This is snow, a white snow. It's like when ice is falling from the sky. Do you know what snow is? Honestly, this is snow white. Do you want to import snow? My friend, all of you in Nigeria, you don't know what we are facing in Canada. Imagine what we are facing here. It's not easy. That is why we have to make sure that in Nigeria, we Akilo day after a week. I think that was how BBC discovered Tiamiyu. There's a guy called Tiamiyu, MD, who landed in the UK through the same program. According to what we heard, na Tiamiyu wife, we don't know if he's really married. Tiamiyu and his wife, Tiamiyu's wife got a student visa to come and do student in the UK. And because of the kind of visa she got, she can bring her husband, not your boyfriend, so that you can sit down here and say, well, okay, what do I need to do? You're married, Now all of these things, Oyibo knows them. They know all these things. But if they can find somebody stupid enough, to come and validate what they already know so that they can use that to placate the public, the UK public, and say, yeah, you see what we are doing. Even some Nigerians are confirming this. They even gave us all the evidence and all of that. Meet Tiamiyu. Tiamiyu na dependent. From what I heard, though, in case if Tiamiyu is watching, Tiamiyu, MD, back gate. Oh, serious. Back gate. People have been traveling out of Nigeria on different available visa. And it is all for one thing. What Nigeria cannot offer, if you can get it elsewhere, go. That has been in existence. The worse Nigeria become. In fact, MD during a dependent. No, now under that visa, as a student, you can bring your partner, your husband. If you have children, you can bring them too. If you say you have 5 children, once they give you the visa and you put the names of all those children in your application and your husband, once they give you your own student visa, automatically your husband and your children, there is one application for them that you just have to submit, and their passports, and they will give all of them the same 2 years or 2.5 years visa. So what people now do is that the person that get the visa, if not the husband get them, the person will come first. I'm talking about our ambelong. No be all of you where we say you kind of in Nigeria where you are rich. We ambelong, we have to plan it. It's like oríire kan rẹ́mi, èmi gangan lóríire kan. Oríire kan Ìbàdàn, èmi gangan lóríire kan. Oríire kan Jẹ̀bú, èmi gangan lóríire kan. We dey do Thanksgiving. People like us, just say me I no get church that time anyway. We dey do Thanksgiving. We dey yígbà pé yíká ọ̀tún yíká òsì in front of Irúnmọlẹ̀ Ẹgbẹ̀je and all of this. Visa UK, life changing. No be the same people came to the same Nigeria. Muwaleru, at the end of the day, are also today, who are those who are collecting the stolen resources of Nigeria. So if they are getting something from Nigeria, if you are coming here and getting something from them, what is bad in that? Give and take, Abi. But it seems like it won't be. Anyway, so they gave you visa. You will come first. You go to that school, you register, you do everything, studentship, everything. You find a place to stay. And then you begin to look for work. 20 hours a week. Hours that can never probably feed you a month when you pay all the other bills. So what people do sometimes is that they will put all the resources together, their resources. Husband and wife will come and leave their children. You are allowed. It is that visa that allows it. So UK knows that. And if you can bring all of them at the same time, fine. But the schools in UK, the colleges that you see, all those fine colleges, some of them are just roadside schools. Some of them are just one single building like this. So are you with me? This university, that college, £7,000, £12,000. Postmaster, by master degree, master degree, at all those things, sha. But they need that money. Somebody said because we left EU, UK has been facing serious financial crunch. You may be right. You may be right. But nevertheless, you see, as they say it in Yoruba, orori were, ofa, orese were, obu. Now person wey get sense go put a whole head down for you to shave. You see what a madman head to shave, you know, shave arm. You can't look for smart person to shave. He go easy. So Nigeria is sold to UK, Abi. And then they will take it. They will take their chances, won't they? But nevertheless, people know they shout elsewhere. This same package, they Canada. People, they go Canada like say people, they go Cotonou. This same package, they US. There are so many other countries in Europe where even people have been offered like free. Come and join us. Come here. Because what they want you to come and do eventually is to stay, learn the language, and start working in their system. I mean, you don't know how many people will die for Koro. You know how many people will die for Koro in Europe. All of these things have affected the same economy of the West. So people, they find their ways and get out. But when they go to these people, same beneficiary who arrived UK in September 2022, last year September. OTD, hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you want to go to Canada, if you want to meet the guy, so his name is Tiamiyu. Back in the days, people started kind of, the Tories, conservatives, the conservatives in the UK. One of the things, among other things, that are likely going to make them lose the next general election. Rishi Sunak, the leader of a conservative, the reason why they are likely going to lose the next election, apart from the economic downturn, including the double-digit inflation that we have been facing for a while now. Immigration is also one of the problems. So, immigration, the channel crossing, and so many other things like that currently. So they need to give something to their people. So the same setting that they kind of breached themselves, they didn't go for the Indians. They didn't go for the Chinese. They went straight for the Nigerians. And they found a JJC that couldn't tell them, at least, Tambie who ask you. Watch this. That's in a BBC interview. I'll see if I even still have them. I think I do. Listen to this.
Overseas students bringing dependents to the UK. It will mean foreign postgraduate students can no longer bring family members with them unless they're studying on specific research programs. The announcement's been made 2 days before official statistics are expected to show net legal migration has hit a record 700,000 this year. Our Home Editor, Mark Easton, reports.
Lights, a front room in the West Midlands, camera, a YouTuber helping Nigerians come to Britain, and action.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy E to the M.
Among MD's hundreds of videos are guides on how to get a student visa to come to the UK.
Because there's new information regarding the student routes to the UK.
Last year, a fifth of international student visas were issued to Nigerians, 120,000 people in total, half of them students, half their dependents. But MD believes many are actually coming not for a new qualification, so much as a new life.
So the student thing is not real. It's not like they need the degrees. They need the degree as an access route to come into the country. So a lot of these people get their priorities shifted real fast.
So it's really about getting into the UK.
Exactly.
And then
it's not about the education.
Job, hopefully.
It's not really about the education.
Nigerians have a word for what's going on here. JAPA, escape, doing whatever it takes to leave Nigeria and start a new life somewhere more prosperous. And JAPA may explain why the Shropshire town of Telford, with its University of Wolverhampton student campus, now has more than 300 Nigerian residents.
Tiami Utambie. Somebody said, but Mayegun, I thought you said we have to be very, you don't get it. A guy who opened a YouTube channel to help Nigerians to JAPA. Yeah. Then I had an interview with a government-sponsored media, BBC, UK. And he started telling them how they are doing it. Not because they don't know, not because they didn't know. They do. Oyibo know everything you are doing, Baba. I'm telling you. And if they really want the numbers of those they are targeting, like I told you, they know how to scrap it. Develop another kind of, another scheme to take money from you, the foreign student and all that. And when they are done, they will cancel the same program and tell all of you to go back home. So from JAPA to JAPADA, thank you. Tiamiyu. Nigerians can't start reacting. Oh, who be this madman? Who be the God to punish you? You know Nigerians now. Hey, what is all this now? Hey, calm down. They can't go on Twitter. I won't play you some of their conversation on Twitter. Sorry, guys, if you can't see this, you probably should join us on YouTube. It's easier that way, right? Let's start with Twitter one.
Because, bros, this thing they pay me as they pay you. I've seen this. I shared that on my interview. So now that it is a news feature, it shocked me. As they shock, because, bros, this thing they pay me as they pay you. I've seen it. I've had to help people. We have had to lie on TVs. 3 minutes to end the space. We have had to lie on people's CV. People will get life, right? People will get things that are established, get car, get house. We are lying on their CV just so they can fit in. These things don't make sense. And I shared that on my interview. I shared that on my interview. All right? I shared that on my interview. Jumoke, don't call me now, please. I shared that on my interview. So now that it is a news feature, it shocked me. As they shock, it shocked me. But don't worry, it's a battle that is long. Grateful for being one of those people who are leading voices. I may not be popular. I'm not even looking for popularity as long as I have impact. I don't measure impact with all of this, wahala, following, blah, blah. I shared that on my interview. So now that it is a news feature, it shocked me. As they shock you, it shocked me. But don't worry, it's a battle that is long, I believe. And I am grateful for being one of those people who are leading voices. I may not be popular. I'm not even looking for popularity as long as I have impact. I don't measure impact with all of this, wahala, following, blah, blah, blah. No. It will come. If the following is important, it will come. Right? But I'm grateful for real life impact. Hello, I'm grateful for real life impact. We have changed lives. If I tell you that, nobody say also, God help us with information. With do this one, he do them, he collects positively. Plenty. Maybe we'll do a space for that one. But it will look like MD is just trying to buy. So that's why I'm not allowing anybody to talk. They will not say he's picking and choosing. No, I'm not going to let anybody talk. And if you have not spoken yesterday, me and you have not spoken. You have not even been on my page before. But now you want to shine. Are you serious? If you want to shine, ask BBC to interview you too. All right? That's it. The Muslim will say Subhana Rabbika. So if anybody else wants to open a space, I don't have strength to talk. I may join to listen in. But thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. And I mean this. I mean every word that I say. You can say I talk real. I'm real. right? I am very, very real. Over real. Right? DJ Real, they learn lesson. DJ Real, they learn work from where I did. Very, very real and very, very.
Well, that's the clown. Before he left Nigeria in September 2022. So he's in the UK now. You know how they spell UK now, eh? Because UK don't become year now, but not like you. You know, before this JAPA, Sheshe days and all of them, the drama we used to hear from the UK, now grown-up women fighting themselves on social media every day. It got to a stage that Nigerians who are in Nigeria, they were now begging the UK government to please help them send all these old women back to Nigeria. All these people, help us send them back to Nigeria. Before the arrival of the JAPAs. Did you hear him bragging there? That it's not him or it's God, though, that has used them to take many people out of Nigeria. But what he kind of doesn't understand is this. They can open an investigation into him now, like he outed himself. That is one kind inexperience, or selfishness, or self-centeredness, thoughtlessness that is common in people who only think about themselves. It doesn't take any much. All they have to trace are those, is a pattern. Once they have one from those he has helped, that they have forged documents, fake marriages, and the rest of them to get them out of Nigeria, even outside UK, other places. It's a single click. With that statement, they can get all of them back from JAPA to JAPADA. Even though they have already cancelled that visa arrangement now. No, they haven't. By January 2024, you will no longer be able to apply for a student visa and bring your family at the same time. That can change. You know why? They will just have to put some stricter selection process into it. Stream it so much that you have a single university in the UK, University of Wolverhampton, Abibonia, that has over 300 Nigerians as students. Imagine having over 40 to 50% of your foreign students, or let's say 50% of your foreign students from Nigeria alone. What am I even saying? When you have 300, how many foreign students do you think will be in Wolverhampton? That it has become something that people are beginning to kind of notice. So they've abused it, and all they would do, currently, the schools would have to lose all the fortune they made. You get that now? Because this was like an arrangement between the politicians, the Tories, and the schools in the UK. You get? Now, Tallies, Oxford University will give you 200 slots. So that 200 slots, whichever country and their citizens that can pay the most, you can offer them this admission. University of Wolverhampton will give you 500. Oh, they share them like that, and before you know it, you have about 50,000. 50,000 visas will be for, what am I even saying? 1 million visas, suddenly will be for 2-3 million dependents. Money is made. So what that means now is that from 2024, UK schools who have made fortune, do you know how much they made? From you in Nigeria alone, from 2020 to 2022, end of 2022. You want me to tell you, for visa and all of that, school fees, 21 billion US dollar. 21 billion pound sterling. That's how much they made. From your dependent, no, they didn't take much from them. They said they took a 2.1 billion from you. That's a lot of money. I'm talking about when people are paying as much as 22,000 pounds sterling a year to come and get masters in UK. But from the era of these old women or ladies on social media in London, UK, everywhere, fighting themselves on social media to the JAPA everywhere. So I don't think UK will scrap it. They can't afford it. Because currently, even though Tiamiyu don't miss Yan said, they are not making that law because of Tiamiyu. They are not trying to stop that because of Tiamiyu. People have already abused it. So abusing it means that as they are always about immigration control, they will cut it down their way. Tiamiyu is just a voice that is going to help them justify what they are doing. You get that? So the battle is now going to be between the schools who are benefiting from this money. Or somebody in Nigeria was so angry. No, it's not even in Nigeria. I think he's here. I don't know. But he's so angry today about this whole thing. And he had this to say on Twitter. Listen.
Okay. Are you people the only people in abroad there? Are they smoking a different kind of Igbo in UK? Let me know what is happening there. Are they smoking a different type of weed in the UK that makes people don't have sense there? Most of you there. You come now, you are saying that we cannot afford 15,000. That you are just castigating you people. What are you people? What is the problem over there? Because you have traveled, you want to block road for other people. Even if the other people are not going there for student visa, is this something you go there and say? Is this something you go there and say? But you know what? Once they get to the UK, they feel they have gone to America. They've said they have gone to heaven. They think they are in heaven. I don't know what's wrong with them. Check them. I work for my money. Now from UK they from. I make my own money. Now UK they from. I am a bad person. I am a grown-ass man in the UK. I am a grown-ass woman. Now UK people. Anytime they say I make my own money, check their profile. They get UK flag. They get UK flag for their. They always put the UK flag. Ndara. Why would you be behaving like a mad person on BBC? And you're still opening space to come and say sorry. It was a mistake. I didn't know to get to this. You're still claiming wise on top of it. What nonsense! It is so
kind of weed. You people with the UK, they smoke. They no longer call us a UK as United Kingdom or Nigeria Twitter now call us UK. That is a U and K. Not you as a U. That's you. Y-O-U. You. That's what they call us now. UK. Thank you, Baka 14. I know. I mean, I'm just trying to kind of clear that. Simply because a lot of people can feel same too. We've received new people on Mayegun's Diary Political in the last, I think in the last 2 months. We've kind of have received about 3,000 to 4,000 new subscribers on YouTube. So some of them are kind of, showing some surprises like, I never know this kind of person exists. Man, Mayegun, when I stumbled on your channel, I am like, you know what I mean? So there is still going to be that thing there that will make them feel like, oh, it's a Nigerian job. And that's what they do, Joe. We know them once they give them money. So once in a while, we can always clear that. They have no idea. And I hope they do. But there are others who are like for sinister reasons. So here you get. So, but thank you for all of that. Because this is my real money. You know that. The people. If I really, really need any help, not even for myself, for people out there, they will do it. Because they trust that if I think they deserve it, then they believe they do. And that's the currency I spend. It's not going to be something, I mean, as they talk about, if he easy, why? You should do them now. They say if he easy, do them. You get that? So we should be reminding those who probably join us new For those who are veterans, they probably hear me say this all the time, just to remind us. But for those who finally kind of, at a point, they said, what's that guy's name again? Freeze. Baba Freeze, Daddy Freeze. Got a hold of Tiamiyu. Alaye come. I know they do things like this. So, you went to UK in September. Now you don't cause wahala, this and that. So they're now trying to blame him. Like, now you have exposed everything now. UK will not give people visa anymore. This and that. But it's not because of him, but they will use him as a scapegoat, as sort of a validation. So on Baba Freeze, Abi Father Freeze, Abi Daddy Freeze.
Don't give yourself accolade or credit for
Calm
what?
down.
What's damaging the country? Damaging
the people that
don't give yourself
damage the country, not themselves now. Calm down. I didn't interrupt you when you were talking.
Remorse. That's my annoying part. You should be feeling remorse. You're not feeling remorse at all for what you did. You think you do it. I don't even know. Why did you even do? Why did you even do this? Why did you even do it? Like why did you don't give yourself credit for what? What are you giving yourself credit for what? Just say your story and then you go to the BBC and debunk what you've said. That same way they got the interview. Just go back there and tell them that it's not true. Whatever is damage control, I don't know. You just go back there and say what you said. Since you contacted them because it doesn't even make sense at all. I beg, don't even give yourself that accolade or say you want to give yourself credit. It's rubbish. Do you know how hard I worked to bring my sister over here last year? You know what I worked out to cover 18,000 pounds to bring my sister here. You're coming to tell me trash. You speak for yourself. Next time, don't speak on behalf of Nigeria. You speak for your own self. What's your name again? You speak for your own name. Don't say that. Don't give yourself any
calm down. I know it's painful.
Or can you say you give yourself one what stupid? I don't want to use that. Don't even go there. If you want to leave, you can leave. I'm just trying to tell you, don't give yourself no credit. You deserve no credit. Just go back there and debunk what you have said. That's a period. You can't give it to me. Say who you be now. I better go sit down, Jerry.
Talk to you later. I can see that this vex is plenty. I never see cheesy vex like cheesy. We know the vex normally.
It's someone you know personally.
That's one of the students who paid 18,000 pounds sterling to a school. So what he said also kind of rubbishes those who actually got their visas genuinely, paid all they had to pay. They didn't attach themselves with anything like what you know what I mean? Like it was their money, their family. That coughed out, people like coughed out. 18,000 pounds is like 18 million naira. I'll show you, Sha. You know, say no be poor people, they travel. 22,000 pounds is like 22 million naira. I hope you know that. And that's just preparation of getting there, paying school, get a paper that will say you have paid. They should give you visa, blah, 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 blah. Here. When you get here, you face it again. How do you get to settle down? How are you going to even survive? Now on your own, no. But you have to cough out that thousands of pounds sterling. And then one dependent YouTuber, somebody will say, now handbag they take do con UK. Can they teach people how to enter UK? And here we are. Everybody the para. Here is another one.
Judas had disciples. Even Judas had disciples.
Madam, what is it?
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
What is it?
Like Daddy Fist has rightly pointed out several times.
Madam.
Okay. Now the question is, I'm going to be very truthful right here, and I'm going to say this. Did the UK government already know about certain things and reasons that Nigerians are choosing to migrate? Absolutely, yes, they did.
Of course they do.
Absolutely, yes, they did. However, did they need one of us to confirm this information?
Madam,
yes, they did. Now, listen to this, John. John, listen to this. So many other Nigerians, aside from this person right here, have been interviewed and asked the exact questions that he was asked. Why are Nigerians migrating in large numbers? Some of the responses have been, oh, Nigerians are family oriented, we have large families and we all want to come in together, we need support. It doesn't matter if they are lying. There is a sense of patriotism.
No.
There is a sense of patriotism.
No.
You do not go out on national television and admit to our slave masters that. Do you understand? Do you understand that? Oh my goodness.
Please, can you moderate, please?
Hold on.
Please, now your life, I join. No,
just calm down.
Please, I didn't come from this unnecessary back and forth, honestly.
But in fairness to her, what she said is also what I said. And
of course.
That is the place where you said it. Because we, like I said, we say this to ourselves. To be honest, there's a lot of truth in what you said. But don't take it to our colonial masters who are part of the reason why we are like this and go and tell them. I gave the
Wala. Somebody the para. At some point they said he should come and apologize. Go and apologize. He said some bulaba bulu and the rest of that, but the damage is done. And he's kind of enjoying it on the side too. Are you with me? He's enjoying it. His YouTube channel has subscribers has increased. He brags about it, by the way. His Twitter followers has increased. And everybody's talking about him. Even though it's just going to be for a few days and after that's gone. But the damage is afterward. Well, that tells you more. That I don't know why it is only you who come UK. I have not seen this same kind of madness with those who went to America, those who went to Canada, other places. So if you have seen them, I beg, tag me. Everybody is now travel agent. Every day, every now and then, people will be sending me videos. Videos of people telling them what and what to do to subscribe to this and that, call this and that, can you call, and you know, all of that, to come to the UK. They'll be sending it to me. Mayegun, please, can you confirm this? Don't send this to me. Please don't. If you want to come to the UK, all the information are right there on their website. Yeah, it's there. That's how I did mine. I didn't have to kind of get any agents that would be like, sure you get. And if you have a chance of having one, can you please keep it to yourself? The system knows when you use a fake document. If they give it to you, probably they're just making you to fill up a tally. And you don't know. You think your document, your fake document actually was what worked. No. They just want you to fill that tally. Fill it. Get out. So you don't have to kind of, because in the long run, it is not the UK immigration and the Nigerians who are going to find themselves here. It is the UK citizens, it is UK residents here who have been fed with so many racist rhetorics. Oh, they are poor. They are coming here to come and take our this up, to take that up. Politicians are using that, and people like that, or people like yourself who continue to expose this nonsense, like you kind of take it up like you are making a difference. No, you're not. How could you be faking document for people to come to UK? And then you have found yourself on BBC and you are telling them that you are faking it to bring them to UK. Should that want to be mental problem? It's all right. Talking about a mental problem. Somebody just said that Nigeria here is going to land in the next 48 hours before Buhari's end of tenure. So they are bringing Nigeria here. After 24 billion naira stolen. And this guy, Abu Sirika, who has now built for himself and a palace, an emir-like palace, like, somebody who built a house that feels like an emir's palace. Those old-fashioned emir palace structure. He's built one for himself, new road, like massive, gigantic edifice, just for being Minister of Aviation. There is no website for Nigeria Air. There is no office for Nigeria Air. There are no staff recruitment or training for Nigeria Air. There are no adverts for any of this for Nigeria Air. There are actually nothing to say these are the investors for Nigeria Air, right? Nothing. But the media said that Nigeria Air is going to fly. What do you think it's going to take? Just go and find one of those private jets that they have used your money to buy, currently wasting away in different hangars across, all over airports in Nigeria. They stole your money, buy private jet, gave the private jet to their foreign friends as companies to manage. But here you are. They park private jets on your tarmac everywhere. Like, say, an abandoned garage. Like abandoned garage for old cars. So what do you think is going to take them to paint one with the logo of Nigeria here and fly it and make a video? Buhari will come and cut the tape. And you, the Mumumadus, Bele lecturers, Mumu lecturers, you're going to go to town and say, yes, Buhari, the father of all father. Thank you for giving us Nigeria here. Thank you for fulfilling your promise. Now, like I said, there is absolute nothing. If I say, waiting be the email of Nigeria here, waiting be the phone number, what is their head office? Where is their head office? Do you have their website? Do you know anybody working for them? Anywhere in Abuja? Anything at all? Absolute zilch. Nothing. But they're going to fly airline plane. They go fly plane to Nigeria in 5 days before Buhari leaves, and they give you the key. Nigeria here. But that's not all. You see, Buhari, the best time to arrest Buhari is now. You see that those two hands that he raised, sheke, and I'll tell you this. Buhari committed an unforgivable treason against Nigeria. And if I have to kind of start listing them from my own head, like offhand right now, I can list like 10 that you are going to agree with me. Yeah? That the best time to arrest Buhari is now. Okay, let's start with this. When Buhari and gang came in, the terrorism in Nigeria was limited to northeast of Nigeria with the headquarters in Borno. Now, in 8 years of Buhari, there is no single region in Nigeria that is not suffering from insecurity, including majorly the Boko Haram and Fulani terrorism, which has now spread across the entire Nigeria in 8 years. Failure. This has led to the kidnapping of over 400,000 Nigerians in 8 years and the death of over 100,000. They gave an official one. They said officially 63,111 Nigerians were killed by terrorists in 8 years under Buhari. That's treason. Because under the same Buhari, he has been using almost 1/3 of Nigeria budget in funding the military. Nigeria, they've expended mostly on military hardware under Buhari than all governments in Nigeria combined. But Nigeria, as they are using Nigeria money, right? Pretentiously to be buying weapons, ladies and gentlemen, the same weapons are not being used to actually fight and end terrorism. Rather, under Buhari, for the first time in my life, I don't want to cry. For the first time in my life, I saw soldiers running away from their barracks. I'm talking about running away. Picking race, run out of barracks. Armory, where Nigerian army are keeping their weapons. Multi-million, multi-billion dollars weapons that Buhari claimed to be buying, only to find them in the hands of terrorists. Afterward, in my korokoro eyes, soldiers, they run. Under Buhari's government, Nigerian soldiers were slaughtered, and Buhari's government, they are hiding it away from all of you. For the first time, they are burying Nigerian soldiers in mass graves, and they are lying to their families that they are still fighting Boko Haram. That's treason. That's against the country. Buhari claimed to shut Nigerian borders. He didn't tell people why. Southern border was shut down, and the spare key was given to Dangote. Don't bring anything to Nigeria, but you can bring a refined fuel, because under them, subsidy could jump from 800 billion naira a year to over 4 trillion naira a year. The money Nigeria didn't have. Nigeria didn't have that money. But they were doing it anyway. They were like plunging down. And in a space of 8 years, more Nigerians have been killed. More Nigerians have been kidnapped. More Nigerians have fallen into poverty. More Nigerians are jobless today. More Nigerians are leaving Nigeria. I'm talking about brain drain like never seen before. It got to a stage that they have to say they want to make laws to stop Nigerians from leaving Nigeria because they couldn't stop them anymore. It's irredeemable. Buhari in this cash crunch, Buhari and gang, they abandoned the Nigeria refineries, the one that they abandoned in the first place, that actually prompted them to be spending trillions of naira that they didn't have. They didn't have the money. They have to borrow the money. Abandonment of their own refineries pushed them to spend more on subsidy. The same subsidy, the same refineries he abandoned, the same Buhari, in this my Koro eyes, went to Niger Republic to expand their refineries there. He went to Europe to go and borrow money, 6.5 billion US dollars, 6.5 billion euros, in order to construct, ladies and gentlemen, to construct pipeline from Niger Delta straight to Niger Republic so Nigeria can refine our crude oil in Niger Republic. When they ask them, how kind of economically viable is this that you have to go and borrow some money elsewhere in order to construct pipelines from where your crude oil is to another neighboring country where you want to refine it? They say it is because of security. That means the Niger Delta that produces the Nigeria oil, the Igbo land that produces the Nigeria oil, the Yoruba land that produces the Nigeria oil, I know which are the talk. Imo, Abia, Anambra, they are oil producing states in Nigeria. Sure you know. Don't pretend that you don't know. Ondo, Ogun, Lagos, they are oil producing states in Nigeria, even though they never tap Ogun and Lagos yet. If be like I said they don't wheel down away the Lagos to Dangote, it won't need the pipeline from Niger Delta. They will just start drilling. Not far from the place he has his refinery, free crude oil. Not far from the refinery, but profits. Sorry, there's something I want to pop up. Yeah, that one. But I'll come back to it anyway. Hang on. Because of insecurity, they couldn't build or construct refineries in those places. Rather, Niger Republic. And do you know what the people of the southern Nigeria are capable of doing? Protecting the pipelines that is taking the crude oil from their region to God knows where. What happened to them? Nobody knows. So treason, that's treason. Under Buhari, for 7 straight years, oil thieves, they were stealing 700,000 barrels of crude oil from Nigeria. And NNPC, with all of their security and pipeline, this and that, they didn't discover that. Do you think or you believe that? It's treason. Economic sabotage is treason. They destroyed Nigeria. Under Buhari, an orchestrated, well-planned, corrupt move called round tripping. Do you know what is called round tripping? You do? No, you don't. I'll tell you. Round tripping is the corrupt move that is between the banks and the Central Bank of Nigeria. And that has to do with the Forex. Round tripping. When Buhari came in, banks couldn't take forex. They couldn't take dollars or pounds or whatever from Central Bank of Nigeria. Buhari's government created middlemen, recharge card seller, ireke seller, sugarcane seller, groundnut hawkers, jobless people, who have been out of favor, public money, right? They became influential. They became sudden multi-billionaire just by being in the middle. And before you know it, like balloon, boo, Nigerian naira collapsed and dollar gained strength that Nigerian naira couldn't catch up with anymore. Under these criminals. And what do you think happened? It destroyed the formal and informal sector in Nigeria. Businesses that rely on forex and what have you, they gradually wounded up. They collapsed. So Buhari came out and he said he shut down the border in order to help Nigerians who are very fond of trying to impress their neighbors. Impress your neighbor for wanting to live better life. The one that the Buhari and gang sort of detest. Well, Buhari became, as some will say, maybe this is the end of an era. No, it should have been the end of an era and the beginning of another. Buhari is not an end. It's not an end to an era. Buhari is an end to an era. And Tinubu will be the starter, or the beginner or the continuer of the next era. I'm not asking you to learn any lesson. I just want you to remember that there will be consequences, and everybody will have a share in that. Take that to the bank. So Buhari is now saying that for some reason, if after him don't leave, you can't discover say money they miss, or something no day, nobody should call him. Let me read this out quickly. E82. Thank you very much. You see, that's what I'm saying. When people give anything to Mayegun, it is voluntary. I don't know how to make people do things. Okay? But I have been told never to say no to a gift. Do you get that now? Mayegun, don't ever say no to a gift. It's a gift. You're not begging anyone for it or what have you. And if people says, no, I'm giving, like willingly. I mean, people are dipping their hands in their own wallet, taking out their own bank cards. They are watching Mayegun right now, and on their phone, other phone, right now, they are there typing, oh, £1. I'm going to give him £2. They are gifts. And they come from a place. They all come from a place that is so personal to a lot of you. But if you think it just happened overnight, I am kind of sorry for you. I mean, I mean, people like that too, I'm kind of sorry for them. Like, you know. Anyway, thank you very much, E82. Chrissy, I will rise, shine, for my light hath come. Thank you very much. And they put a message to it too. For the camera, thank you. I have ordered the camera, okay? And like I said before, I didn't plan to sort of get the camera. Sorry, let me take this off. I didn't plan to get my camera now. I plan to get one. Now, it's not something that you can just quickly just dip your hand in your pocket. Not in this UK. Not even in Nigeria. Not anywhere. You can't just dip your hand somewhere and say, I want to take 30,200 pounds like that. Or I want to take $4,000. You must be very, very, you can't be like Mayegun. Mayegun is not a rich person, right? Or you encouraged me. My plan was that maybe I will get it before the end of June or maybe July. But when you all felt like, no, Mayegun, I said, okay, I can get some, some withdrawal done. And that's what I did. You encouraged me, even though it's quite steep for me, but it was pretty much affordable that I could part with 1,800 pounds instead of 3,200 pounds. You see that? You actually get that, right? Like, Instead of me having to save 3,200 pounds for another few months, I'm already saving anyway. I was saving. Then you encouraged that, you brought it forward. Added yours and I added mine. And there I am. I will have a camera. A brand new camera. Very lovely, sophisticated 4K, 8K, 6K camera. In that kind of camera, you say, when you record it, when you zoom it and zoom it, like say you expand, enlarge, you go see get the same quality like Ultra HD. That kind of camera. Solid. So thank you, Chrissy. I appreciate you and everyone anyway. So Buhari is now saying that, hang on, I think I actually wanted to read this when I continued speaking earlier. Take a look at this. So, on the 20th of November, so on November 2020, Buhari signed 2 billion refinery projects in Niger Republic, not in Nigeria. By November 24th, it was in Niger Republic. That same in 2022. It was in Niger Republic to commission roads named after him. Under Buhari, Nigeria, northern state, the 12 Sharia northern states, they are budgeting for Niger Republic in their Nigeria budget. That we are going to supply vehicles. We are going to do this and that for Niger. Buhari was going to construct 1.9 billion US dollars rail. Are you with me? Or super highway, they called it, from Abuja to Niger Republic. They were going to build rail, Maradi to Maradi in Niger Republic. Niger will not pay a dime. Nigeria will borrow money and build the rail, the train for them. Do you understand? So all of these are enough reasons to get Buhari arrested. So at the end of the day, this is Nigeria that Buhari is living for you. This is Nigeria. Everything red, zero, debt, BC, terrorism, and the rest of that. So if there's any better time to arrest him, arrested for this money coin, the best time is now. Okay, he has immunity. Today they had a meeting in Abuja and they call it a last Federal Executive Council meeting, last fake meeting. At that meeting, that's where you have the ministers, everybody, they will meet for the last time. And officially, Buhari was expected to tell everybody, say go bill Mandala, everybody yamutu go yakari. Come over here. If they see you here tomorrow, they go arrested you, they go arrest you. Something like that, Sha. But he didn't. He told them to continue to work. And according to them, one of the reasons why Buhari is telling everybody not to come for him, don't come to me. Once I leave, don't try to come. They said, in 2015, when Egbere Jolantan handed over to Buhari, it was like a switch. They said Jonathan became stranded in Abuja. The plan was they were to move after the ceremony of handing over. Jonathan and his family and all his load, everything, they will move straight to the airport in Abuja. And from the airport, they will be flown straight to Yenagua in Port Harcourt. They said immediately he handed over to Buhari in Abuja. And Buhari was reading his speech and doing all of that. So they were supposed to take the former president and take him out and, that's it. They just abandoned Jonathan. They said when Jonathan and his family got to the airport, that same Abuja airport, the security and the guys there, they denied him from using the presidential wing. Sorry, you are no longer the president. But I kind of understand, for those of you who witnessed 2014 to 2015, the level of hatred, the level of divisive campaign of that time, which actually happened to be the genesis of the divisive Nigeria that you are seeing today. This politics of hatred, this politics of gaslighting and the rest started in 2014. Families were torn apart. Friendships were destroyed. Sure you get? People were attacking themselves. because of Jonathan and Buhari. They said immediately he handed over gas. It was like turning off the light. They know, they saw him, they told him categorically, sorry, sir, the presidential wing is for the new president. We cannot let you pass. I just handed over just a moment ago. We know, but you can't. They had to then kind of wait for when they could reach Buhari, the new president. And they got the clearance that, why? No, you can't do that. That's when they allowed Jonathan to continue his flight. So Buhari is kind of somehow, or the people around him, they don't know the intention of Tifnumbu per se. Here you get. So they are reassuring themselves that this time around, garbage Shehu was talking, and he said, but before we get to garbage Shehu, so they were asking Buhari yesterday, they are not even asking, he was just talking all those nonsense, Abi. Ma, play them for you. He was talking about why he shut down the border. Now, Nigeria is more divided, though. Now, take you to garbage Shehu. Listen to this.
Nigerians insist that they have to impress their neighbors and other people that they eat foreign rice. I said, no rice. You either you eat what you grow what you eat, or you die. I think I tried to make my point. And later, Nigeria appreciated it because it provides more jobs. People go back to the land. We have the land, and we produce what we eat. I have only 6 more days to go. And I try to plan to be as far away from Abuja as possible. And thank goodness I came from an area which is farthest away from Abuja. I said, if anybody false move, I establish good relationship with my neighbors. The Nigerian people will defend me. Thank you very much.
So he said he shut the border because Nigerians want to impress their neighbor by eating the foreign rice. In order for Nigeria not to eat the foreign rice, that's why he shut the border for 7 years. And he killed businesses, unleashed terrorists on the same farmers that will grow food. Now, if they don't believe that they failed in protecting those farmers, what about the Anchor Borrowers Program? The one that they took 1.4 trillion naira loan. That's how much the loan come to after they converted it to. 1.4 trillion naira loan from the African Development Bank. In order to give this money, they gave the money to farmers. To grow cash, perishable food like rice and all that. By the time the Fulani terrorists kill the ones they will kill, take over as many farms as they will take, and Nigeria just abandon the farm to them. And Boko Haram kill the ones they will kill, beheaded there like over 120 in a single state, in a single day. Rice farmers who collected money from central bank, dead body no they pay the money for coffee. No, dead money no they pay burial money. No, dead body they pay burial money. Some people they pay for their burial before they die. They say, if I die, use this money to bury me. But anyway, you should get what I'm saying, in Nigeria. So at the end of the day, they had to use tipa koyepe. They used tipa to start loading paddy rice. Nigeria, giant of Africa. No single national silo. No processing plant that you can say, oh, this is where we have paddy rice, so rice with epo rice on it. They had to load them and start displaying them in Abuja to prove that they actually grow and harvested rice. Afterwards, when they put the whole thing together, Baba, the entire harvest for the whole 1.4 trillion naira investment, Baba, it no reach 100 billion naira. 100 billion. That pyramid where you see for Abuja that they reach 100 billion. We saw dust that shavings and the rest of them are part of, well, I don't know. Nigeria lost over 1 trillion naira on agricultural project of Buhari and cost borrowers program. due to insecurity. And secretly, Dangote is allowed to bring grains in as to help any shortages. Dangote now has a refinery. Yes, this is the pride of Nigeria. This is you, this Mayegun. Let me tell you something. Don't tell me anything, because some of you, what do you want to tell me? Abobaku, that I have not heard from your parents or your uncles or aunties, the people you actually inherited your dumbness from. So what do you want to say? What do you want to talk? This is a pride. He is a pride of Africa. He is going to change in Nigeria. It's all right. Let's sing national anthem as they come. I'll take you to Dangote place again now, so you know what they actually bring in for you. Buhari. So after all their failures and all of the money spent or stolen, nothing to give, they say you should go to town and start celebrating Dangote Refinery. It's not like you have anything to do to it. Oh. You see, that is where some of you kind of always miss it. As we are right now, nobody say you get any power. Anybody has any power to change anything they have done. Nobody has anything to do about it. Mine is to kind of help you and your, what do you call it? And your castle in the air. Let me explain that. We know Dangote is a quota system billionaire. Okay? And going into what that means is like stressing it, but you get to know anyway. Nigeria can build refinery, but Dangote can build one. That comes with its own privilege. First, Nigeria was able to give him $9 billion that he didn't tell any of you. Nobody knows that Nigeria was giving this particular billionaire. We're going to give him 6. In America, you see, giving money to capitalists, you call them billionaires, businesses, the top 1%, all over the world, they do it all. Whether it is for political connection, whatever, they do it all. You know how they do it? Instead of giving Dangote $9 billion, a reasonable country, number one, no reasonable country will invest and put such money on refinery. If you want to build refinery, which is a private, if the government says they can't earn anymore, sell all the scrap, and which means let people build them with their money. Or if you want to help them, the way they do all over the world, the way make world normal, not like in Nigeria. You see that $9 billion. By the time they share the money to different sectors, different businesses, even you where they do your dressing, the money go reach you to help your business. They will spread the money into the economy. So yes, the big boys will take the chunk because of their connection and closeness to the politicians. But they won't pack all the money and give to one person or 2 people or 3 people, and they will call it helping to grow economy. That doesn't make any sense. You know that? Banks will run down in the UK. Banks will run down in America. American politicians who are in government, they will go into American Treasury, UK Treasury, and they will draw money out. They won't give it to one person. They will share them to all the industries. You know why? To save jobs. But in Nigeria, Nigeria Central Bank, Nigeria government exists to save Dangote. But does Dangote save you as Nigerians? Of course not. He's a businessman. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? Abroad, they share the money to those who can help the economy, not give it to one person and give him the monopoly. Monopoly to one person doesn't improve anything. And that is why I want you to listen a little bit before we go back to this Dangote to Peter's side. Why did I forget his name? Anyway, you shall know, Peter's side. Listen to this. I understand how rigged the Nigerian economy or Nigerian system is meant for the minute few, but rigged against majority young people who aspire, who are so energetic, who are so kind of, what do they call this thing? Ambitious. All they need is the real support to chase and pursue their dreams, which in return could have helped Nigeria. But that's not how Nigeria works. Everybody must be slaves, and you must be sent to the direction they want you to go. If you go out of that, then you will be considered a rebel. A rigged system. How do you make things out of this? I'll play it for you. It was a 2020 video. But I think the message is still very much, the message still resonates today. It's over 5 minutes. Relax and let's watch it.
Thank you, Nduka. My governor of Lagos State, governor of Central Bank, Aliko Dangote Jimovia, my Oba Tudeko himself in person, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The first thing I'm going to point out is that when we are going into these groups, I just want to make a little comment about the limits of monetary policy, because the CBN governor slightly tried to allude to that, in the sense that we talk about a typical businessman faces, when he wants to do a project, thinks about risks and return. That risk-return equation, you want to tilt it in the direction of making many more projects viable, so you have a lot more investment. So there's a serious problem when there are some risks that nobody is touching, which are making projects costly and so on. And they cannot be touched necessarily by monetary policy. You can touch some of those risks with monetary policy, but it's a big mistake to try and fight every problem with money. Because some problems, you fight them with money, you worsen them and you compound the problem. So the next thing I'm going to point out is the governor mentioned that we brought inflation from 18% down to 11% and so on. But it's funny because I gave an interview the other day and said, CBN governors in Nigeria are very good at bringing down inflation when it gets to a level that is politically unacceptable, like 18, 19. When it gets near 10%, they get tired. And the thing now stays at 11%, 10% endlessly. There's no need for that. The same methods that brought it down to 18 from the 11 can bring it down to 5. Now, but it's true. Listen, there are some things in economics like bringing down inflation. Every student can write an essay and pass it. We've seen Brazil bring it down from this figure to 5% and so on. We can do the same. So why aren't we doing it? Let me explain some of the reasons why I think it's also doubly important that we bring inflation to something like 5%. You see, when the governor spoke about exchange rate stability, he knows I'm in favor of that. In fact, if I may reveal a secret, when the exchange rate was 360, and I think one day he was talking and he was thinking of bringing it down to 355, I screamed and told him to hold it at the 360, because I thought that it would be a mistake to take it on a journey that you cannot sustain. So at 360, you could have stability, which you still have. But let me also explain what will threaten that stability. So let's not kid ourselves. If you have an inflation rate that is 11% year on year, US inflation rate is 2%. Every year you don't adjust, it's a 9% differential. The solution is not to devalue, but to bring down the inflation rate. You follow me? That's where the solution is. So there's no debate. Who's against managed float? Definitely not me. What some of us were against were multiple exchange rates, which you don't understand. You follow me? You follow? So effectively, in your second tenure, Mr. Governor, I think we have to find a way to clear up these last vestiges of confusion caused by multiple exchange rates. The other thing I want to point out as well is that, it echoed in this room. Look, Aliko and I go back a long way. He's done phenomenally well. About 2 decades done phenomenally well. Jim, Mike Adenuga and co. Let me tell you what they all have in common. They are all very combative personalities. Because of that, no regulator will go to them and try nonsense. Because most of them know how to deal with that regulator. We have to move beyond that, making Nigeria an economy only for the few people who are very combative. Some of us too are combative enough, so people know what's in regulation. Now let me continue, because those we are destroying are the 22-year-old entrepreneurs, the 25-year-old entrepreneurs. This economy is rigged against the youth, and it's not going to grow. When Aliko and I were 30, we were allowed to grow. Today, we're killing the youth from growing. So it's not going to grow. That's the point I'm making. And the reason, the things we have to correct, you see, any regulator that wants to get applause, just go after some people, destroy some businesses, and the more you destroy, the more they hail you. It's even proof that you're working. That's the paradigm shift. We have to get out of that complete nonsense. Without that, it will negate any monetary policy and everything else. The other thing I want to point out as well is that the tax rate, Aliko said, is too high.
Nigerians insist that they have to impress their neighbors and other people, that they eat foreign rice. I said, no rice. You either you eat what you grow what you eat, or you die.
It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian.
A system they have already rigged. You want to work hard. I'm working hard. I am so working. And others are not, they don't have to do anything. It's rigged against you. And there is nowhere you can see any progress. So somebody now said, yeah, but the refinery, they are going to be giving it to him in Naira. I said, okay. If they are going to be giving Nigeria crude oil to Dangote in Naira, is it going to be of the same market value? No, Dangote's refinery is going to crash dollar. It's going to strengthen Naira. Dangote's refinery is going to stop subsidy. Dangote Refinery is going to stop importation of fuel. And so many other things they've told you about Dangote Refinery. The fuel is going to be cheap and all that. Well, I have news for you. According to Dangote himself, when he was asked this question, well, they said, well, they are business. There's no problem in your government subsidizing you. But they will be selling their oil when they start based on the market value. Do you know what that means? I'll tell you, in case if you don't know. So that may not be like, say, Oyibo one day make you feel like, say, I don't get it. Or Mayegun, you don't get it. See, layman to layman, no. Don't let anybody use any nonsense Oyibo. Excuse me, to bamboozle you. Layman to layman, are you go pay? Are you with me? First, make the one where they call himself Mr. Common Sense. May you help me tell you small, then I will can't do my own layman to layman explanation. Bruce.
So Nigerians are also trying to find out whether it's going to reflect on the price of PMS from their pumps, because that's what
your price is going to go up. You will pay market value PMS. The minute he starts, you will pay market value. So don't think his refinery is going to make prices drop. You're going to pay market value. For how much are you paying now to fill up your tank? I don't know. How much you pay to fill up your tank?
About 8,000, 10,000.
Then you'll be paying 30,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what you're going to pay. Market value. He's not going to do this and subsidize you. He's not going to subsidize you. The government can subsidize you. He will not subsidize you. If he doesn't charge market value, he's going to be broke. So you're going to...
Do you get that? If Dangote doesn't sell based on market value, it's going to go broke. Dangote Refinery is not a subsidy refinery. So if you are currently buying a liter of petrol for 167 or 170 naira, get ready to pay 300 naira per liter, 400 naira per liter. But if your government now feel like, no, that's too much. So instead of your government to pay subsidy to some marketers, now Dangote, they go still they pay that subsidy too. But what I don't get is this, talking about market value, market value. If they say it is about market value, because like I said, these guys have built one gigantic, business that they have put all of their loot, stolen wealth of Nigeria into. This will not be bad belleting, oh. Now them demo. Emefiole came out and he said that Nigeria gave Dangote $9 billion US. But Dangote has paid back 70% of it, even before producing one single PMS. So which means that's the one they could declare. The rest is coming from who and who? Your criminal politicians. So they want their money back. It's not a charity. So would they now sell, for example, a barrel of crude oil at $100 per barrel? Does that mean that as they are going to be selling the crude oil to Dangote in Naira, does that mean that they will be selling a barrel of crude oil at that same value rate? Because that's where the subsidy comes in, people. So do you see how they are going to perfectly shortchange you and you are going to adjust to it and you're going to get used to it? And then eventually you're going to go back to, Olori Brukula, our leader, Isha. All these our leaders are terrible. And God will punish them. See how they played us. Yes, you played yourselves. Yeah, you played yourself. But just wait for it. Okay? And I'm saying this now. Get ready for it. So when you begin to pay 200 naira, 300 naira, 400 naira per liter, and the NNPC, that is now a private company, but still the one selling the crude oil of Nigeria, is also saying that Dangote Refinery doesn't mean that subsidy has ended. Anyway, the scam continues, and as it is, garbage shewu, as wanting to say. Now, nonsense, so I just don't want to not use this clip. Garbage shewu.
Yes, with regard to the inauguration of the new president on the 29th of May. You were there on the 29th of May 2015. And in terms of the build-up at that time and now, what are the significant differences, if any, in terms of optics?
I think that this time around, there's better planning and better preparation for succession and all of the ceremonies that will follow. Don't forget that actually President even signed an executive order to put in place a transition committee. This had never been the case before. We read the memoirs, Ruben Abati and all of that had written. When President Muhammadu Buhari, when former President Jonathan handed over to President Buhari at the Eagle Square on May 29, 2015, there were very embarrassing moments that followed. Reportedly, in fact, the former president was left stranded at some point. And yes, the story was told that by the time he got to the airport, operatives would not allow him the use of the presidential wing of the airport and all of that. So all of these things have been foreseen and planned for. So you would expect a perfect process of, exit and the incoming, processes involving the two leaders.
Buhari is selfish to the end. You know what happened to Jonathan to happen to him? He had to put executive order. He has to actually sign executive order that they must make sure that he has a smooth passage. Nobody to hold him, no my cloth, no me. I'm just going to go away and it's no good. I'm going to be like, I have never been here before. Hmm? Anyway, if they would do that and live without chaos, it would have been better, but they are living even more chaos. Go to court, go to court. If you feel rigged, go to court. Now, go to court is now turning into you are enemy of Yoruba, you are enemy of Nigeria. Why are you going to court? You should not have gone to court if you love this country, this and that. Now, that is the stage we are at now. And it is about to even get worse in the coming days. The desperation is getting more. Sure, you know. And according to everybody, they're saying that the judiciary that they protect. Judiciary must not take bribe. Judiciary must fight for justice. Justice in Nigeria. Okay. Eko not justice you. Abayinlayo. Because the man that is the Chief Justice of Nigeria himself is disguising, according to him, as you are asking the justice system to do justice, to save Nigeria from the coming chaos. All eyes on judiciary. My brother, all eyes on judiciary. Oh. Don't distract us. All eyes on judiciary. Judiciary itself is saying all eyes on judiciary. They are actually all judiciary. But the head of the judiciary, Juditonshia. Now, yeah, Ogo, he is now telling others that, wait, please, not disgrace the judiciary, in his words. Everybody is disguising, don't get carried away. Sure you get. I won't use, it's been 2 days now since I won't use this video. Now tonight I go use them. This is the man that is going to give the verdict. Whatever you drag at the Court of Appeal tribunal, now where technicality or no technicality will still take place. He's telling them, see, all eyes on us, so listen.
I encourage you all to dispense justice as usual to all manner of persons without bias, affection, and ill will. Certainly, the judiciary is indeed the last hope of the common and the uncommon man. Therefore, we must all pull together as judicial officers to preserve the confidence reposed in us by the public. I encourage you all.
See, Judy, sharing. Like, is the last hope of common man and uncommon man. All of us were common and all of us were not common. Now, Judy suppose they take care of everybody with blind eyes. You know, suppose they see anybody. They say justice is blind. You know, justice, I mean, Lady Justice. Lady Justilia. Wait me that woman name. That woman where they inside that woman where they carry weight. She has a name. It's not Judy. Forgot her name. But they call her Lady. It's something like Justina. Be like Domit. No. Amotekun. No. That's not Amotekun. That lady where they carry weight, where they do in front of court. You know, they see the picture? And from Italy, they get name for her. He's supposed they blind. You're not supposed to see people. You're supposed to hear them. Do you know why they put that blindfold on that lady Justice? Judy. It's because they say justice is blind. You know they see, but they hear. So when you say your own, they will put something here on the scale. You see that scale? Back in the days, that's how they measure who is right and who is wrong. When you say something now, if they say you are right, they put it on the scale. If you say your own, they put it on the scale. If your own there is debunked, they will take it off your scale. At the end of the day, when you finish all your presentation, the one with the highest scale will pull down. Let's say that one they guilty or free. That's how you see that, that scale where you see for the hand of that lady. But today in Nigeria, Justice, Lady Justice of Nigeria. You don't see her before? Instead of something we're supposed to do like this, don't do like this. So You see this one we cover. Oju anu, oh, I mean, what do you call it? Oju anu niyen, it don't blind. This one naika. That is why today, justice in Nigeria is cash and carry. And everybody is now saying that they want to get justice in court because of a rigged election. You know what I'm saying now, Abi? Sometimes, they say, but it's not everything that has to be like a funny. But you get my description, Abi. Justice no blind for Nigeria anymore. Justice, don't remove blindfold. Come put on Google. It's come put on Google. You know that dark Google. You go know whether those Google where blind people they use. Go know whether they are blind or they are not blind. But shall say this person where they hold blessing a blind man. Now blind people they use this kind of thing. Now waiting justice they use in Nigeria be that. They look at you like this. Say you are innocent. If they see guilty man beside you, justice go pretend saying they blind. He go carry justice, give criminals. They say, may they go lock you up. You go come and scream, injustice, injustice, injustice. It's not because you lose. So if the justice had come, you has gone your own way. Sure, you go they cry. Justice not there anywhere anymore in Nigeria. It's so rare that people are celebrating. Their court said, go home. After 14 years on awaiting trial, they go to church and celebrate. Nobody is said responsible for it too, because justice is to die according to them. Blind. But that they are still kind of, Nigerians, special breed. They see strongly, some still believe that justice you go along. Justice will come. In the name of God, I say amen. I have faith in you. I know they tackle anybody's faith, but when it comes to Nigeria politics, I always try my best to de-escalate religion from it. I know how religious a lot of you are. I do. On Mayegun's diary political, I have de-escalated that. Today, a lot of you are doing your best, genuinely, to separate religion from politics, so that politicians will not continue to use religion to hoodwink you, excuse all of their own bad behaviors. I have done that on this platform. We have done that. So some believe that justice will still come. And according to them, there is this song. Freedom cometh by struggle. Freedom come by struggle, by struggle. Freedom cometh by struggle. Nigeria will radicalize you. Nigeria will begin to make you become talented in suffering under the injustice. You become so strong inside the injustice. At the end of the day, you may even turn to canary. Your talent will come out. You begin to create songs to encourage yourselves. And I remember, it's the same battle those we met alive when we were still babies. So, Aluta continua, Victoria Asata. Aluta continua, Victoria Asata. Soli, soli, soli. Since small this, some of us didn't even know all the wordings with the singer. Soli, 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 solidary. Until you go, pa. They don't kill 4 people. And people go, they show their wound. They say, how do you escape? Papa na fence, I climb. You get one car where they come, he clear 3 people. When he clear 3 people, and I see, say, 4 people don't die, yo. Papa, I don't know how I land for the other gutter. Then the police shoot, pa. 2 people die for my body, for my side. At least I don't die. As I enter gutter, I can't pretend I don't die. When the police run away and all of that, that's how I managed to run to one woman shop. That's how I survived with my brother. Are we going again tomorrow? I said, no, I don't think so. We need to go and count people away. That's the lie. Nigeria radicalized you to that point. At some point, you just give up and say, oh, mama, I'll join them. Go and see those who were like freedom, they call them freedom fighters, human rights fighters. I grew up to know some of them. Today, they'll be politicians. That's why I told you, don't call me your human rights fighter. I know they fight for anybody's rights. What I am doing on Mayegun's diary political is to call on all of you who join hands and beat them. I'm not asking you to come and try your luck. And at the end of the day, you come back and become motivational speaker. If you can't beat them, my brother, you have to join them. You are Titani. If you can't beat them, don't fight alone. Go back and call the rest of the people. Tell them why they have to fight. All of you join hands together. Go back again. And if you know if you beat them, go back again. Go and call more people. That's what I am doing. Do you get that? So, but others who believe very much that justice will be done and prayers is the master key, like this man. May they not arrest him before Friday. Watch this.
So tomorrow, initially, we were going to have a protest march tomorrow morning, but we're going to mobilize more. Thursday morning by 9 o'clock, we will all appear in black and we will protest from here to Secretariat Junction. We would demand certain people, they must be arrested, prosecuted. Sheikh Jingri made a threat, and that threat is coming through. We cannot be living as if life is not important. We lost over 100, not one, 100 human beings. That was the same local government I passed through when I went to, we went for the burial of Sheikh Galadima. And then the same area I passed, there was nothing. Suddenly, a few days later, these evil, wicked, mindless, heartless creatures. So I'm going to lead us on a move. We will go to the street. If you keep silent when your neighbor's house is burning, your own house will catch fire. Are you hearing what I'm saying now? All right. So if you're truly my disciples, you will get other people. We will get on the streets and tell the world we are not silent. You can't overrun us on the plateau. You can't overrun us in the middle belt. And the Church of Jesus cannot be intimidated. We are a marching force. Is that right? And at the same time, I'm going to say some things. Don't worry. If anybody wants to take me up, I'm ready for them. But I'm waiting for Thursday morning.
Amen. 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 Thank you very much. So the situation is like getting worse and worse and worse. People are still dying needlessly, and justice is still very much rare. As rare as justice is, some people are actually everywhere feeding fat on that injustice. For example, they told you to go to court, go to court. The court is already invaded, infested. See this woman. She is the governorship candidate of Labour Party in Rivers State, where the electoral haste, that is one of the stain on the Tifnumbu's rigged victory, as they will say. The madam just came out and said, as a Papa de Kanu, they shop for court and judgment to sack Obi, sack everybody that is Labour Party's candidate. More than the River State to woman. Hear a story.
I'm Comrade Mrs. Beatrice Itubo, the gubernatorial candidate of Labour Party in Rivers State. We have been informed by our lawyers that one Lamido Apapa, who claims to be acting chairman of Labour Party, has instructed some lawyers to come and withdraw our matter. The best I know about Lamido Apapa is that he used to be the deputy national chairman of Labour Party. Even before the election, prior to the election, he was suspended for anti-party activities. And I don't know where they are coming from. And then if he has problem with the party, what concerns the candidate that he will now go to court, to the tribunal? We are told before now that their aim is to come and withdraw all the matters beginning from the presidential to the House of Assembly elections. They want to withdraw all Labour Party suits in the tribunals. And so we are saying enough is enough. We have spent money to contest the election. People robbed us of our victory. And then somebody who claims to be a Labour Party member is now coming to see how he can further destroy the party, destroy the candidates. We're saying enough is enough. They should stop this rascality because it's taking them to nowhere. And we are further saying that should they continue, after this, I think we'll begin to pick them one by one and take them to proper court because they are causing us a lot of distraction and we don't want that distraction at this point in time. And so we are calling on our members to remain focused, that there is nothing happening. We have not withdrawn our matter. We don't intend to withdraw, and nobody is going to withdraw our matters in the court. We are going to pursue this matter to the logical conclusion there in River State, and we believe our presidential candidate will not be deterred, and other candidates will even in other states, because we are lively informed that that's exactly what they want to do in all the states of the federation. So we are not deterred. We are going to be focused, and we are going to reclaim our stolen mandate. Like in River State, the people I saw, the lawyers are coming from River State, and we have always said that the desperation of the River State governor, who wants to plant his cousin or his brother, whoever, as the governor, is making him go at any length to see what he can do. So I'm suspecting that they are being paid from those quotas, because I cannot see why a normal human being who is not sponsored by anybody, who is not paid by anybody, will begin to use his or her money to begin to sponsor a matter that doesn't concern you. What injury will it cause them if we go to court? So you can see that there's something happening somewhere. There's a saying in my place that when a small child is crying and pointing to one particular direction, is that the mother or the food of that baby is in that place? So something is beating the drum for them, and they are dancing to the gallery. But then, of course, God will shame them at the end of the day. Well, the senatorial candidate has argued this matter. We have also come to our national secretariat. They have given us further instructions on what to do. And so we believe that the lawyers will file their matters. And apart from that, we're also calling on the judges to do the needful. The tribunal is called Election Tribunal, not Party Dispute Tribunal. So if there is a party dispute, their internal party dispute, they should challenge to the appropriate quarters. They should not come to want to withdraw cases of candidates and then the party. The party is behind us, and we are moving forward. We have instruction of the party, and nobody has withdrawn that instruction.
Right. That's from River State. Now, just before, because I'm not going to take us tonight, okay? I'm going to wrap up soon, right? But before we continue, I saw a comment where, when I was talking about, when I was making that my usual scenario, that a lot of you were laughing. So I kind of removed my glasses, I bet. And one person was like, Mayegun is obviously drunk. Let me tell you something. I kind of have no say in what you think of me. Do you get that? Number one, if I want to drink, if I want to drink on my program, I will drink. I don't hide that. Though I've never drank on my program, except when I want to dance in my kitchen. I drink my gin, I drink everything I want to drink. But I've passed that stage where you can look at me and be like, oh, look at him. He doesn't even speak a good English. Look at him. He doesn't even do the, all those things are your views and you are entitled to them. Okay? But jives and all of that stuff, they don't really kind of, really move anymore. But when you mention them, and I kind of pick them, I pick you too. Because, you are here listening to a drunkard, somebody who is drunk. So that says a lot about you too. I have been told, at the early stage, somebody will be there and he will be dropping a comment. Oh no, look at that, this useless English. How do you even understand what he is saying? His English is so, And I'm like, Abolori Brukulele, then tell you say I be English. Oh, thank God for it. The tata that I can still talk, that you can manage to hear. Which of your English, who are actually like English, who them born for here, for UK? Which of any of them can speak Yoruba fluently? Even Tata Tali, that will actually be enough for you to understand. Do you think I'm going to feel bad? Whether you think I speak good English or I don't. Whether I add my tenses well or not. Whether I use present tense or past tense, whether I should use present future. Sure you get? Those stages are past. If I come here and my eyes are red short, if you sit down there in your living room, and this my eyes, red eyes. Now they give you concern. At least you are here for 3 hours. You can sit down there and start staring at that my red eyes. Oh, you don't smoke it. That's your problem. But for somebody like myself, in the process, I may manage to arrest your soul with the truth that will never let you go anymore. And you see these red eyes, they will no longer mean anything to you anymore. And if it was a joke and all of that, fine. I don't pick them and I won't talk about them. That's why I said it. You can't do jibes on Mayegun anymore. Like, it don't pass that level. Sure you get. You can't jibe him on the issue of, okay. As I would say, I can easily just say, well, in the area of how you feel, or apart from my message and all I have to say, if you feel otherwise about me, is your choice. And like Buhari in 2015, on this matter of saying it as it is, in my own way, not in Buhari's way, I am for everybody, I am for nobody. And if Namaha is be the problem with you, Baba, you are welcome.
I intend to keep my oath and serve as president to all Nigerians. I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
Thank you. I'm talking about belonging to everybody and belonging to nobody. After 8 years, thousands of Nigerians killed in the Middle Belt, especially in Benue and Plateau. Autumn, one of the G-string 5, one of the G-string governors, said he will become a journalist, a freelance journalist, like Reuben Abati. Or maybe he will get a job, like a journalist. But for all of these things that Buhari have done to them in Middle Belt, on behalf of Middle Belt people, he forgive Buhari, same day, Fulani terrorist, they invaded his community, his own community, his local government area, his own personal, the local government that Autumn comes from. You know, they have already issued a fatwa on him. They said all he does is to criticize Buhari, criticize Fulani, even though he's not been able to pay salary, not been able to fix a Benue. He's always blaming Fulani, always blaming Buhari. Just 6 days to the end of his immunity. And the Miyetti Allah that issued a fatwa on him. Miyetti and Fulani terrorists that also issued a fatwa on him. Fatwa means death warrant. They've issued a death warrant on Benue governor, all because of that Benue crisis. So a lot of you may not remember. And I know some of you will be like, I don't feel sorry for him. Baba, it no matter. In 6 days' time, they will arrest, Fulanis will arrest Autumn. If they catch him, oh Lord, I will law. Do you get that? But in his own word, he said, listen, everything we Buhari did to us on behalf of the Benue people, we forgive him. I don't know if Jima is going to agree, but listen to this.
As a born-again Christian, I have forgiven President Muhammadu Buhari. He has taken us from top to bottom. But that does not mean we should continue to hold it on him. Thank God the Constitution provides 4 years. After 4 years, you can go in for second term. After second term, another person will come. So we hope that the incoming administration will provide succor, will provide help, will provide security for our people, will provide economic development, will provide peace for our people. We have suffered for 8 years. So for me, I have forgiven him. He doesn't need to go to Niger. He should stay here with us. And all of us should work with the incoming administration that God will put in place. And by the grace of God, we shall move again from bottom to top. I know that in 2018, when some of us had the privilege of serving with President Goodluck Jonathan, we were taking Nigeria from bottom to top to a certain level. But now we are at the bottom.
So maybe Buhari no go Niger. Buhari no run away. Oh. Nigeria where you make well for 8 years. You no supposed to run anywhere else. Stay here. Oh. As a Christian, we forgive you. Benny, that word, the usage of that we gonna say, eh? I'm sure I know we they careful how they take you. I mean, we take a use we in a sentence. So, because we ain't going, it's like I would think anyway, austerity will be the judge of everyone's role, including the roles of these Niger Delta people who are now in Abuja. And from tomorrow, now fire for fire. Anybody wait up to me, they no sweat to Tifnubu in. See this, they say they be ex-militants. Baba, they Abuja, old men and women. Maybe not women, old men, no. See Niger.
Anybody to go and intimidate our judges. That makes us to invite our brothers from Niger Delta, all states in Niger Delta, to come down to Abuja and assist us, because Tinubu, we voted for him. Don't let us leave Tinubu as if to say he didn't have anybody. We voted for him. We are his people. And we will stand on his mandate. That is why we are all here. So for that, we are telling any non-entity, if you prove non-entity, we'll answer you with non-entity.
We are here today because we have watched the dramas, the irritations, and everything that has been going on. We, the people of Nigeria, who gave our mandate freely to Ahmed Bola Tinubu, had come out. We will occupy this court environment until the end of the court. We want to sound a note of warning to those who think they have monopoly of violence. They beat up people in court and they are tolerated. We want to send a note of warning to them. If you are 70 years old man, 70 years old man, how many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
And that's where we're going to draw the curtain tonight. I told you I won't take calls, but I've kind of had a wonderful night too. It would have been greater if I took calls, but I won't tonight, and I will some other night. So thank you so much for spending your evening with me again. Remember, if you join us midway, you can watch this from the start. If you don't like the autotonum blah, 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 of the beginning of the video, of course you can skip it. That's not a luxury that those who are watching live as they don't have that luxury. It happens as it is happening. It's rolling and taping. You can watch the replay. And thank you so much, all of you, once again, for all the support. Okay, I would never take them for granted, I have to say. And every now and then, even though sometimes I just wish I would never be in that situation whereby, but I have found I found my kind of a strength in so many of you who genuinely love my ego. And because of your love and support, I've been here. It's kind of the motivation anyway. And I appreciate every one of it. Every one of you as well. Thank you. I will see you some other time. And you can, like and share if you haven't. Like this broadcast. It is your offering. Like it, share it, and join me next time. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Mayegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. fi máa ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.